What's up, Mr. Humphreys?
What's going on, man?
I love this. Somebody's already. Oh,
Yeah, man. It was actually fun making thumbnails today because it's like,
that was a thumbnail you had earlier on your other channel, right? It was like of you, like what was it? Do it again. What was the what was it? What'd you do? Did you close your eyes?
Basically just like, I don't even know actually. What did I do?
You look very zen there. You look very zen.
Yeah, I don't look pissed, like something like that. I can't even do it now.
I can't even do it. All right, we're supposed to be serious. Okay, no, we're not. Yeah, you gotta.
Today this should not be coffee. This should be liquor.
It should be. Yeah, I should have my bottle of tequila right here, right? Dude, this has been insanity. We're gonna talk about this. Boca have to be zen at this moment. Amen, brother. This has been insanity. Forrest Gump.
Nice.
Oregon.
Nice, Oregon.
That's funny as hell. Okay.
I have my coffee, Foxy, but I wish it were something else right now.
Yeah, we need to be drinking heavily, don't we? Dude. So we'll get into this. Obviously, let's just hang out for a minute. All will be well eventually. I agree. Boca, Shiba Inu. We'll talk about SHIB for sure. Just a few little things going on, right, Mr. Zach?
Yeah, I mean, this was what I've been saying was kind of like, I don't think we can go much lower unless we have a black swan event. Well, we had a black swan event. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we were all coming into this week, all the discussions were about elections. Mm-hmm. All the conversations were then about CPI data. Mm-hmm. Maybe some good news was around the corner because word on the street is that, inflation is coming down a little bit. So we'll see about that on Thursday. But this has just thrown a whole wrench into everything with this FTX Binance situation. Now we're hearing that closer look at the books, maybe CZ and company don't even want to save FTX. It's not even worth saving. So it's part of the process, though. I think you've said some things like this too, man. It's like the industry right now has got to go through these growing pains. Mm-hmm. This is what I call them, right? And it's brutal here in the short term, but on the other end of this, we'll know that the companies that last are quality companies, and they're the companies that are going to lead us into the next bull run.
Yeah, I think, obviously I've thought about doing this. I've thought about going back and looking at like stocks in the early teens and 20s and how that all kind of unfolded. And honestly, I just don't have time. But I've always thought about doing that as a parallel to kind of, to your point, Zach, what is going on right now in crypto, because I mean, crypto is in its infancy relatively, and I think regulation, we don't have to really, dole out the regulation discussion per se, but I think regulation is going to be a big part of this. I think regulation is going to clean up a lot of this in one way or the other. And there's going to be pain there. There's going to be people that don't like it, that do like it, but let's call this what it is. Regulation, this kind of event that, by the way, is not done. We will continue to see the fallout from this for probably another week or two. Because there's already more fallout. Galaxy Digital and a couple of these other companies are saying they got $70 million that they can't get out of FTX, as an example. And excuse me. So where I'm going with this is that I think the word I'm using is contagion, kind of like a disease spreading. I think that contagion spreading scenario is just starting. We're starting in the last hour or two, depending on when you're watching this live stream. We're seeing that. We're starting to see this company put their hand up, because here's the other thing, right, Zach? Those companies have to get out in front of it. They have to say, hey, we were impacted by FTX or whatever, because then they don't want somebody, then them not say anything for a week. And then, well, why the hell didn't you say anything right after it was going on?
Right.
So it's going to get worse before it's going to get better. But I think this black swan event, as you call it, is running people off from crypto and keeping people from coming in. And we need more regulation and more help and all that kind of stuff.
I agree. Tennessee T, good question here. Is all of this because of FTX? I think most of it is. Personally, that's my opinion.
Yes.
By the way, guys, if you have questions, we want to make this like super informal. So if you're hanging out, just
Ask
questions, comments, throw them out there. Hit that like button too for us, helps us out, push us up in the algorithm. And I think most of it is from FTX. Austin, what do you think? I mean,
I think it's FTX and the how it all played out, but ultimately now it's a 60-70% FTX, but now the fear is setting in. Is this only limited to FTX? Is this going to be, are we going to see another big exchange or other exchanges that have been impacted? Because I think part of what's evolving from FTX is that they took all that money and they went out and quote deployed a lot of that money out. They didn't keep everybody's deposits in house, right? So whether they deployed it to Alameda or they did it over here or whatever they did, and I think that's bringing that speculative, say like, oh, okay, wow, if FTX did this, then these other crypto exchanges, I can almost guarantee you this is what's happening that we don't know right now, Zach, is that there's been minor, air quotes intended, minor runs of people pulling their crypto and or stable off of other major exchanges.
Yep. No, I agree. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it.
Fora has a really good point. I'm sending you something in private chat, Austin. Pull this up if you can. It's from CZ. Really good point here that Fora is making, is watch any exchange, centralized exchange that has a token. And in particular, as CZ points out in this tweet, the ones that use the token as collateral. Right. So this does make me worry about crypto.com, and I like crypto.com. I use it. Right.
Yep.
But it makes me worry. It does. Now with BNB, as you can see here, what CZ saying, they don't do it this way.
Right. I'm glad you found this. Thank you for whoever dropped that or if you found that. But I agree with you completely. I think that, and here's the other side of this coin, dude. I mean, I don't want Binance to be the only one left standing. We don't need a monopoly on centralized exchanges either. We don't, I mean, this is a multifaceted, complex problem that we are facing.
I'll say this though. I mean, and this is a good point. I mean, this came up when I was live yesterday. It's like, we want competition in the marketplace. And on one hand, I agree with that, but the fact of the matter is how much competition is there in the marketplace for some of these other major, like huge, like who's Walmart's competitor? Who's Amazon's competitor? I feel like it just happens naturally anyway,
right?
Whether it's good or bad. And I don't know. It's a tough one, man. I think if we only had one that we could trust, would it be necessarily bad if we had 5 and 2? We were like, I don't know. Like,
well, here's what I would say.
You know what I mean?
There are hundreds of exchanges, right? I mean, if we end up with 5 to 10 really big global national ones that are solvent, that are stable, that are good, that's fine. I'm just simply saying, and I use Amazon every day, and I go to Walmart too, and all those kind of things. And I still go to Kroger and some of these other local stores. But your analogy is still good. I think it's still a valid one.
I mean, I think Binance is quickly going to become they're already the big player. They're just going to become even bigger. I think that's what I've learned from this situation, and because they can, and I think. For the most part, CZ, I know he's getting a lot of flack right now, but I think for the most part, he's done more good than harm. Now, what happened here? I don't know exactly. Was this all by design? Was this a Rockefeller move? Was this hey, let's spread FUD, basically about FTX, cause people to sell it, and then go like we're going to buy it, and then, oh no, it's actually so bad we can't buy it. Was this all planned? I don't know. It's fascinating. It's interesting. But I think when you just pull back the curtain or when you pull back from all of this situation, he's done more good than bad, in my opinion. CZ for the space.
But well, I think the story will continue to unfold, right? Okay, so got a couple of questions here. So Shrek was saying, what should we buy right now? I'll tell you what, Shrek, we will get into that. I think that this will be not investing advice, but I will tell you my 2 cents. And I did a video on this earlier on my channel. I know Zach talked about this, is that if you look at projects like Cardano, Polygon, Matic, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I mean, I think if you look at the blue chips, again, not investing advice, not telling you what to do. This is the buying opportunity. By the way, I don't think that we're at the bottom yet. I think we got more downside as this unfolds. So what do you think, Zach?
Yeah, there's so many good opportunities, but I think in looking at what's happened in 2022, there's a few that stand out. Matic is one. They're becoming the bridge for Web 2 companies to get into Web 3. I mean, think about their partnerships this year. It's crazy. DraftKings, Reddit, Mercedes-Benz, Starbucks. I mean, it's just huge. Coca-Cola, huge names. And these are just like whatever I listed, 6 of 40, basically. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different directions. I think it also depends on your overall portfolio. What does it look like now? Like, what do you need more or less of to kind of diversify your portfolio more? If you have, a bunch of Bitcoin and some smart contract platforms, maybe you go after a different sector, right? Or vice versa. Like, it really is dependent on the individual, what their goals are, what they currently hold, what their positions look like, all of that sort of stuff, right?
Right. I agree. So what happened to Xenu? I'm 99% positive these guys moved to Xenu, Zombie Anu, which is a great project, moved to a V2 contract.
Recently, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so recently. So there you go. So if you're looking like your original, you need to go check out their Twitter page. They moved to a V2 contract. You should be able to move those tokens over to the V2. So that there you go on that. We covered this a little bit, buying the dip. I think that here's what I would say, again, not investing advice. And I think I pretty much stole this from you, Zach, is DCAN. Maybe if you got a little bit you want to put in, buy a little bit now, maybe wait a little bit, buy a little bit lower. Because I think, again, right, Zach, I don't think we've hit the bottom. There's too much contagion from the FTX exchange scenario and the uncertainty and doubt that's creating. So what's your 2 cents?
Yeah, if we look at like Shiba Inu, for example, like I think anytime it gets down to the 509 level right now, it's a good overall opportunity, both for the short term and long term.
So let's look real quickly. So actually we've come back a little bit. So we hit a low on this number. We hit when the highest, when I saw we were at down 17.75. I don't know if we hit 18 or not.
Bitcoin's at 16.7.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was showing here 16. You're showing on CMC the 24-hour low is 16.8.
On TradingView right now, 16.7.
There you go. Obviously, that's more updated. But Shiba Inu is right here, dropped a couple of spaces, obviously, not surprising. But yeah, you were saying, again, what were you saying, Zach? There was like...
Yeah, anytime it gives back that zero, right? So we're back to 5092. I think it's a good opportunity, but I wouldn't go all in right now. Like a few weeks ago, I really liked it because it was like dialing back to the 9s. It wouldn't stay there very long. Then it'd be back up in the 11s. Yeah. So, but right now, I wouldn't be going all in on anything based on what you've already said. The fact that Bitcoin could go lower, everything else could go lower. But keep in mind with SHIB in particular, back in June, we got back down to that 507 level. So that could certainly happen. And if that happens, I mean, you're getting price points that you saw back in June of 2021. Remember those dog days of summer, we called them? We thought that was terrible. Of course, this year's been just as bad, but
I think Zach, this goes to an overriding narrative that you talk about a lot, is that there's nothing fundamentally wrong with Shiba Inu. There's nothing that's changed in SHIB or Polygon Matic or Cardano ADA, to name 3 out of a lot. So put some meat around that. I mean, what's your 2 cents there?
100%. Yeah. I mean, this is a broad market sell-off, and it's fascinating too, because there's a good comment in chat there. Chris says, let's all be thankful that the midterms media attention is helping sway the market's attention and limiting the sell-off. I mean, he could be right. I mean, we are kind of ignoring all of that. But I don't know, man. Do you think there's going to be any? Is there any impact based on elections, or is this strictly the FTX?
This has nothing to do with elections, because I haven't looked today. So I woke up this morning, Dallas time. I looked at the Texas results. Pretty much stayed what you would think, very much red across the board. And then, I watched the elections until about 11 o'clock Dallas time last night. And then we just have some, not all the results are in yet. And I haven't, because we've been watching, you and I, and all of us been watching crypto. I haven't looked, but no, this has nothing to do with elections. The crypto world right now doesn't care about elections. Right?
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Gary Johnson has a good comment there too, right underneath that.
Yeah.
Can all of this be a ploy for government control of crypto? Example, pointing fingers. That's a fascinating idea. I mean, I think it definitely gives them more ground to stand on that you need regulation. You need us.
Yeah.
I think that's
Absolutely.
true.
Absolutely.
They can, and they're definitely going to flex their muscles on that. Look at this. You guys all said FTX was this fantastic company. Look what happened. Now we've got two major examples. We've got Terra Luna. Now we got FTX. You need us. You need us, right?
Oh yeah, Big Brother
That's
needs
definitely gonna
to.
be a narrative.
Big Brother needs to be, put his arm around you, and I'll show you. But
And
I
let
mean,
me just say this. I think we do need some form of regulation. We
yes,
do.
I
We
agree.
do. But it's finding that balance. How much is too much?
Well, and you don't shoot the messenger, right? I think here's the thing: you say the R word, and everybody immediately goes, "Oh my God, their hair's on fire." But here's the
What,
thing:
recession?
what was that?
What, recession? Or regulation?
Regulation. But the other,
Okay. There could
well,
be two R words there. That's
there
what I
is
was
our
wondering.
two R words. I'm talking about regulation as it relates to crypto. I think here's what I would say. Okay, I'm talking to you. If you hate regulation, so number one, people think regulation means I'm going to have to pay taxes. You already have to pay taxes. You should be on crypto profits. Period. End of story. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's the reality.
Right.
If you don't, you get audited. You're in trouble. All right. Beyond that, regulation. What it comes down to me, Zach, is there will be pain involved in that. Yes, and it will not. And crypto will look different. Yes. But I think there will ultimately come a time where it'll be kind of like the stock world, right? It will be very similar to that. That's kind of how I think of it. But here's what it really means to me. Regulation is keeping tens of trillions of dollars that could be and will be in crypto on the sideline, because there are tens of trillions of dollars that wants to be in crypto. You have the analogy of the guy who works at like Fidelity sitting across the table, and he can't talk about it yet, right? He can't talk about it to their clients, but it's keeping, because crypto is not mainstream, or air quotes intended, legitimate, and regulation will unlock that.
I want to ask you something, and I want everybody else to chime in on this, because we've got a great audience here. This is awesome. Over 150 people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe.
Subscribe to Clear, man. Subscribe to Clear.
This is great to see. This is what this channel is intended for, to have these great dialogues, great conversations. I want to hear from everybody out there, and you, Austin. When you really, this is how I like to think about it. Okay, regulation. There are certainly some pros and cons here. So list your top pros and top cons, and which one outweighs the other. And I think this is a smart way to think about it, right? Because somebody who says they're completely pro or completely against, they're not even thinking about some of the other things on the other side, right? So there's two sides of the coin. What are some pros? What are some cons? I mean, so what's one of your biggest cons?
I think the con for me for crypto will be the pain. The perceived pain, Zach, about moving money, moving crypto. I think that's one of the biggest cons, because we keep hearing these fear, like, oh my God, if I want to move $2,000 off of Coinbase, as an example, and move it to a MetaMask wallet, that the government's going to step in and go, that's probably for me the biggest X factor that I have as far as the con I have for regulation. Because to me, taxes is not a con, but it's the movement of money that I think the government, and I think there's going to be pain associated with that. So that's mine. Go yours. Go ahead.
So my biggest con against regulation, I think, and I think I'm saying this, and I think a lot of people agree with this, is it goes against decentralization. It goes against breaking away from the system. And I think that is a big hang up for so many people. It's like, we created DeFi because we were fed up with the system, and now we're going to allow the system to come in here and do their thing. And we know how this is going to play out, right? They're doing it over here. We don't want that. That's why we came over here. But I don't know. Part of it is we can't control it anyway. So what are we going to do? Sit here and just bitch, moan, and complain, and just, I mean, so we've got to move with the times. It's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. So how can we best prepare? We're all going to be investors, right? I mean, we're all going to stay here. We're going to do this thing. So we've got to abide by the times and move with them. And so part of me is just like, what are we fighting for? I mean, we're not going to win this fight. Yeah.
I mean,
we got to focus. Our focus and attention should be on, okay, What do you think they're going to do, and what can we do now to prepare for that?
Oh, well, again, that's why and quite frankly, that's why I love projects like Clear as an example, right? Where they are going to the appropriate people in the government and trying and believe and trying to have those conversations to say, like, how can we all work together, right? We know that there's those, and we know there's a lot of projects that are doing that, and I applaud that. I think the biggest con for regulation is the fear. Is that I think, and you just nailed it. It's the what are they going to do or not going to do? And
Right.
I think the other con for me about regulation is if you look at the average congressman, senator, they don't understand it. They fear it.
Yep.
And I think, and when you tend to fear something, the human reaction is what? I want to lock it in a box. I want to minimize it. I want to, that scares the hell out of me. And
Right.
I think that that's why there has to be this dialogue.
Well, look at what the SEC's doing right now. They don't understand it fully, and what are they
I
doing?
agree.
They're just fighting with an iron fist, and they're just saying, yeah, because Wahi over at Coinbase happened to be an insider trader on AMP. AMP is now labeled as security. You can't do anything with it. It's like, wait,
Right.
what? I mean,
Right.
you're stunting a bunch of innovation because there's one bad actor over here. Really? That's ridiculous. You know?
No, I agree. And I mean, so
That
Juice,
one pisses me off. I'm sorry. That one really gets me.
well, it's because
The
it's
fact they
wrong.
did that. Yeah, that's terrible.
You
Now, there might
can't.
be some projects in there that are bad, but to just say all 27 of these projects,
No, remember, no,
that's
what
ridiculous.
you
How
remember,
many
no,
was
no, no,
it?
no,
It
no.
might have been more.
You remember it was even worse than that. There was 21 different coins and tokens that were quote insider trading, and the SEC picked 9 of them and said these
These
9
9, yeah.
are regular. It's like,
On what? Off what basis? What are you
yeah,
looking at? I mean,
I
at
agree.
least explain it to us.
Which,
Give us
yeah,
give
I
us
agree.
something here, right?
Look, so Juice 101 DeFi regulation makes no sense. That's fair. Again, here there's both sides of the street, right? And that's why we're having this dialogue. Of course, we were talking about crypto panic and all that, but I think regulation is part of this discussion because if you're just tuning in, Zach made a point earlier. The government is going to use FTX and this nightmare that we're dealing with right now as look at that. Look what happened over there.
Yep.
This is, you need our help, blah, 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 blah. That's why we're talking about this, guys. Okay. So, Demo said, here you go. Hold on, Demo. No regulation. Screw that. Okay. I get it. All right.
Mhm.
And then Demo said, that's not true. We can fight. They can only do what we allow. Fair. Okay. Thank you for your opinion, Demo Crypto. It's good to thank you for being here and participating. Zach, go ahead.
We're talking about the cons right now too, and we're going to get into the pros
Yeah.
in just a minute. But yeah, I mean, so I want to ask chat too, and Austin, like, why such the like restraint from regulation? Like, what it has, because we're seeing comments like, okay, people don't no regulation, screw that. Like, what do you mean? Like, give us more. Like, give it. Why do you feel that way?
I think Zach, you nailed it. I think DeFi. Crypto is DeFi. DeFi is the people. We don't want a government, big brother stepping in. I think that's at the heart of it, right? And crypto has always been this outside thing, like
Foxy, that's a good point. That's a good comment there.
And I think this one's true. Foxy, thank you. It's people that people don't trust the government. I mean, guys, we all know that the government, is okay. It's not necessarily always a great thing, but I think it's the fear, right? And Crypto Chris, the SC just likes to make itself look busy. Fair, okay. So
that's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. It's like, hey, we're doing something. We have no idea what the hell we're doing, but we're doing something.
We're doing it. Yeah. Somebody's going to make a GIF of me doing that again. So Boca, don't do that. Okay. So XRP winning is never more crucial for the industry. Yeah. Especially we had LBRY library or whatever. LBR.
Yeah. LBRY.
I think agreed. Right. And so let's flip this. Okay, here we go. Emmett, what does he say? To just be blunt, the government. There you go. I mean, it's fair. Okay. That's what we're here for, guys. So that's what we're showing your comment. Emmett, thank you for that. Thank you for everybody who's answered Zach's, hey, give us your thoughts because
it's good stuff.
It's good stuff, So by the way, if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, hit subscribe to Clear. We're on here. We both, Zach and I.
I like Eric's comment too. And let's start talking about the pros a little bit. Let's kind of flip the script. Stocks have regulations and people have made a lot of money from it. So maybe regulation is not all that bad.
But we all weren't around back in the teens and the 20s when they had to do regulation, when all that shit happened because of the Great Depression. We didn't live through all that. But I guarantee you there's very clear history book. Like that was a tumultuous time.
I'm not saying it's all good. I'm just giving you so I'm like an eternal optimist too. So I know that about like I'm always looking for the positive here. And I know some people are just like, dude, this sucks. Like, come on. But here's what I'm saying. So I look at this like the internet age. Okay. How many people, when the .com era was starting up, took major risks in the stock market, which is highly regulated, but made generational wealth?
Oh, sure.
Mark Cuban became a billionaire from the .com era.
Yeah.
And there are tons and tons and tons of examples of just this. So all I'm saying is, instead of just saying, oh shit, we're doomed, woe is me, crypto's over, it's going to be regulated, screw it. I'm saying there's still a lot of opportunity here. A, because we're early. And two, because we've seen this play out before. If we have the right investments, this is why we always say diversify. Because listen, I'm betting on 30 in the top 100. Are they all going to be winners at the end? No. I am going to lose on some of those investments, but that's why you diversify.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if I have 10 of those be big winners and they get through the regulation wall, call it, right, and they come out on the other side, because I'm so freaking early, because I'm part of the 5%, and as everybody in this room is, then we're still in a good spot. We're still in a good spot.
Well, here's what I would say. I agree with what you're saying, but here's the reality of it. So we can say we don't like it, we don't want it, all of that kind of stuff. The fact of the matter is this: it's going to happen. Regulation is not in, oh, we can just fight it off. No, there will be some type of regulation coming from, by the way, not just in the United States, global governments, or governments in every single major country.
Some people have already set their precedent. The U.S. has,
but it's just a matter of how all but it's going to happen. And so I think it's
exactly, and that's where I'm kind of like over the whole, go out in the street and fight against regulation. I mean, I get it. Like, trust me, I get it. I understand. I do. But it's like, I'd rather take all that energy, bottle it up into how we can utilize it to maybe learn about what they're going to do and make investment decisions accordingly. Like ISO 2022 plays, right? The ones that are compliant. I've been focusing a lot more on these, Austin, this year, right? Yeah, why? Right. Because I'm trying to forecast. I'm trying to make educated guesses on what's going to be right and what's not going to be okay, right? So like the H-bars of the world, Cardano is rumored to be ISO 2022. The Algorand's of the world, the XLMs and XRPs. And so there's things we can do, like use that energy elsewhere. Don't just, what the hell is the use? Like, okay, screw regulation. Well, what are you going to do about it? Well, what are you going to do about it?
But here's the thing. I pulled up Be Cool's comment or question, because there needs to be some type of restrictor accountability laws to just those involved, FTX, Excelsior. Here's a perfect example of what is the situation we're dealing with right now. Why was there a $6+ billion run on FTX? It was because of what? Fear. I got to get my money off because they're going to go insolvent. And obviously we all know how the rest of that played out. But as an example, FDIC insurance. Okay. FDI insurance, the insurance of when you go to put your money in a bank, and that if that bank goes insolvent, your money is, I think it's 250,000, or, meaning like there's insurance on your money. If that bank goes insolvent, if you have 250,000, you're going to get your 250,000 out, as an example. Right. Mm-hmm. And if you look at what's happened this year, Celsius, Voyager, FTX, if there was, and this is another function of regulation, however it does play, this is something that could be a pro to Be Cool's comment. What if in the future you put, if you're insured up to say $200,000 worth of your stuff that's on Coinbase or crypto or whatever it is. Those are variables of regulation that we may or may not see, but these are the different permutations that could come out of all this.
I don't know if you saw this. I agree with everything you just said. And by the way, over 200 people in here. Thank you guys all for joining and hanging out with us, learning with us, trying to navigate these crazy days right now in crypto. If you haven't hit the like button, do that. I got an alert, Austin, on Coinbase. That's the one exchange. That and crypto.com I still use. And I'm getting a little nervous. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, shit.
Yeah.
And but I get an alert yesterday that starting in February, that you're going to have to prove that you're an accredited investor. Is that the right thing to say? Is that
Well,
is that a
accredited investor means you're like you have liquid assets over $1 million and things like that. But go ahead.
okay? Because I didn't know what that actually meant. I've heard that term, but I have
No,
no
that's an
idea.
accredit. I don't know the exact number, but an accredit and
So I think you have to identify as one of those or something like that. And
to
like
do what?
to trade on the platform, and they were like starting to ask me all these prompts and stuff. Did you see anything like this?
No, and I have a
Okay.
Coinbase account too. No, I
All
didn't
right,
see
well, we can
that.
talk about that offline. Actually, then that's fine because I want to ask you about that. It's fascinating. I don't know if that fits into the
Somebody
conversation.
drop in the comments the qualifications for an accredited investor. I'm almost positive, Zach, it's you have to prove that you have a certain amount of money liquid, and those kind of things, et cetera. That's what an accredited.
Eric says move your assets to a ledger. I've moved a
Yeah,
lot of my stuff off
a lot of
Coinbase.
it's
I
in the
have.
ledger. Yeah.
I had a lot of it on there in 2021, Eric, but no, I've moved it into a Nano X. I still have some on Coinbase, and it's there, and I want to get it out of there, but I have even less on crypto.com, and I play play on Robinhood a little bit too. But Robinhood, man, I'll tell you what. Well, that's for another time, but they've gamified the app space, and it's cool. But man, I had something else. What were we talking about before? I had something else I wanted to chime in on. Okay, here's what it is. So here's what I think really it is. And I guess I'm not this person, but I know there's a lot of these people out there. I'm not the diehard that's like all in for crypto because of the decentralization part of it. I'm more of like the investor mindset where like, okay, I wasn't early to Tesla, but I can be early to crypto. Like I'm thinking this more as an investment vehicle. And I think this was probably like where the disconnect is, because you have some of those people on the other side that are just very, very much about making money, but even maybe more so about the decentralized side of it and the pushback against the government. Like I guess I can put a little bit of that side to the side, knowing that like my end goal here, like I'm here to be early. I'm here because I missed the .com era. I don't want to miss it this time. Like,
Right.
and I'm looking at this as an investment vehicle. So I don't know. Does that make sense?
Well, I think so. I mean, you're really basically trying to say you don't really think about the word DeFi and go away government or go away whatever. You're looking at it more as just an investment.
I don't put as much stock into that as like a reason why I'm here. I mean, it's one of the reasons. It's certainly one of the reasons. I get it, but I just don't. Okay. That's not my number one driver. My number one driver is to be early.
Speaking of investments, thank you, Foxy. To become accredited, certain criteria must be met, such as having an average yearly income over $200,000 or working in the financial industry. Yes, and I think you also have to have a certain amount of liquid assets. Thank you, Foxy. Tip of the hat. There you go. So that was the accredited investor scenario. So I mean. And you and I tend to look at it you and I've had this dialogue about regionality and how here, for example, in North America, people tend to look at crypto versus not as a currency. We look at it as an investment vehicle. I own my Bitcoin, I own my Shiba Inu. I don't want to go spend it on, that thing over there. And I think that I would tend to, you and I look at it very much similar to that. I'm 30-year plus stock investor, multi-year crypto investor. I look at it as an investment, but I don't really think of, us versus them scenario. I think you and I both viewed ourselves as kind of reporters, and we're very much, hey, we're here to tell you what's going on, and I think that's how I look at it. I guess I'm saying I agree with you. I look at it the same way.
It's a really good point. I think you're 100% right. And when we look at it in the United States, we're lucky that we have a strong dollar. Like we have a strong currency. So like, we'd rather spend our dollars and save our assets. Whereas like, somebody that has a terrible currency in their native country, like El Salvador, they're looking at Bitcoin as like
they spend it.
Hey, let's spend this stuff. This is better than what we got, right?
I can't believe I was actually right.
Although they use the US dollar too, but it's more of a GDP issue. But you get what I mean.
Yeah. So I was right. You have to have a net worth exceeding 1 million, either individually or jointly with your spouse, to be considered an accredited investor. Thank you. Okay. I knew I didn't pull that out of the air. There you go. Thanks, guys.
I knew we could learn. I knew somebody out there would.
We learned something today.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it. Let's real quickly. Let's pivot here with the crypto space
Wreckage.
wreckage. Let's see where we. So I haven't refreshed. So we were at 13.25 down, and
Here,
now
hold
we're
my
at
beer.
11. Hey, we're coming back, baby. So
Hold
now
my
we're
beer.
only down 11.6.
Jeez.
Bitcoin down to 16.8. Oh God.
Drop in the chat if you started drinking today already. Drop in the chat. How many beers have you had here at 1:35 on the East
Yeah,
Coast?
if you opened up your favorite adult beverage, as we say. All right, and this is another question. What do y'all think on the drop in the chat? What do you think the low is for Bitcoin and Ethereum? We have our numbers. We think oh, dude, we're at 256 people here. This is the biggest live
awesome,
stream
man.
that Clear has ever had.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this is what we intended for this channel, guys. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to us. This is a channel that is all about this. It's about educating, it's learning and growing together. It's awesome. This is great to see. So if you guys are new to ClearCryptos, they do have a cryptocurrency that's been out for just a few weeks. Some links are down below if you're interested in it. But this is more about just talking about crypto in general, hanging out together right now, and learning. I mean, learning about and navigating these environments. So it's awesome. Awesome to see so many people hanging with us.
Let's see. So here we go. I'm filling my bags with this fire cell. There you go, Grizzly Bear Greg.
Grizzly, what are you buying? What are you buying?
What are you buying, Grizzly Bear? What are you buying?
Let's see.
Okay, so Fora been active already in the chat. 14K, maybe 12K. I would tend to agree with you, Fora. That's kind of my numbers. We got here. Hold on just a minute. Raul, the government is a big mob that won't control crypto. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Bitcoin to 12K. I tend to agree with this and Spike. I think, the low for Ethereum could be in that $700-800 range. I think that's a true possibility. Tennessee says 1,000 for that. Journey, I appreciate everything, guys. No, thanks. Cool. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. There's links in the description below, by the way, to all things Clear. So check those out. And right there, Foxy's dropped it, but there's a link in the description below to all things. There we go. Oh, here we go. Bone, baby. Talking about Bone. Shibarium coming at some point. So you know what? I haven't looked at Bone. Let's go look at
it's probably on sale like everything else, right?
Yeah, what's going on with that? Bone right there. It is down. Whoa, down 22 points, baby. Yep. Here's the thing. You brought this up. You brought this up this morning, Zach. That there's nothing's changed in Bone Land, if you will. That's a good word, Bone Land. But nothing's changed in Shiba Inu land, right? It's just a broad market sell off. You know, this is a good. She's on a major discount. When Shibarium launches, this thing's going to go crazy. You know.
I'm with Foxy. I'm really looking at Polygon here. So I made a nice little trade on Polygon earlier this year, and I kept some. I got it around 58 cents. Austin, I mean, if we can get back down to, I'll tell you what, man, this is getting juicy already. Polygon at 82 cents. Guys, I think Matic is a future top 5.
Oh,
I really
all day long.
Do your own research, all that jazz, all those acronyms. We're talking heads on YouTube, guys, but I'm just telling you how I feel. It's just my opinion. What they've done this year, Austin, with partnerships.
Oh, dude.
Screw the prices, screw the charts for a minute.
Yeah.
They're all screwed anyway. Just leave those over there. You got to look at what they're doing right now to set themselves up for the next 5 to 10 years. Why is Disney? Why is Starbucks? Why is DraftKings? Why is Reddit? Why is Mercedes-Benz? Why is JP Morgan? Why Polygon? Ask yourself. I mean, think about it. There's something brewing there, right? Yeah. There's something brewing there, and they make it easy to onboard these Web 2 companies, and there's going to be a lot more companies coming in.
Well, and we know some very, very smart people, some people have been in the industry for a long time, who have told us that they know some key people inside of Polygon, and they said you will never meet a more tenacious, smart group, ethical, moral group of people who are out there pushing Polygon forward every day. To your point, all the list of things you just, the partnerships. Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder, that gentleman, by the way, is Tim Tello. He's going to be on a live stream with Austin and I tomorrow over on my channel. If you want to listen to Tim, he's an OG in the space. He's been in the game for a while. I wonder if we can ask Tim. He knows some people at Polygon. How cool would that be to have some people on the Clear channel from Polygon?
That would be cool.
I don't know if he can get us Sandeep, the head guy of Polygon, but maybe somebody that would be awesome.
We got, hey, Daniel's in the house. What's up, Daniel? Welcome. Good to see you, man.
About time they did something
Something
interesting. What's up, man?
I don't know about Quincy. Yeah, okay.
We
Daniel
love
always has a
volatility.
Daniel always has an interesting comment, doesn't he? You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Never
Uh,
disappoints.
let's see what else we got going on here. Could give about band protocol. Adam, what do you think about band protocol? I don't know about band protocol. Do you know about band protocol?
Nope.
Don't no
Never
idea.
heard of it.
Don't know anything about them, Adam, but we might circle back to that here in a little bit. We're gonna keep talking about kind of overall market and things of that nature. So
Robert's got a good list there. The ones he's looking at.
there we go.
Yeah. Algorand, H
Anchor.
bar.
Anchor.
I forgot about Anchor. Yeah. Anchor protocol.
Look at that. Some of those, Zach, are kind of air quotes boring. H bar, chain link, Anchor. Those are kind of algo to an extent. Oh, those are boring, but that's
100%.
sometimes the boring is not bad.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Chainlink, it's been, where's Chainlink at? It's been decimated today. Check on Chainlink. BNB. How about BNB? Think about this, dude. BNB almost hit 400 yesterday for that hour craziness that we saw, right? Yep. So BNB goes from like almost breaking 300. Yeah, Chainlink's at a great discount. BNB goes from almost breaking 300 to almost breaking 400 to now below 300, all in the matter of like 24 hours. I mean, you want to talk about?
I will come back to that, but look, Chainlink's it's at its 1 month low. It's at its lowest now, lower than the lowest.
A lot of these are going to be at their yearly low. Go out to the 3 month and 1 year or year to date. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do year to date. I mean, yeah, like, oh, it's right there. It's on the.
So scroll on down, when they give you that extra data. Scroll. No, I mean, go down like scroll down on that page. Yeah. So keep going. Keep going under like the post. And there you go. On that right hand side, click show more. Go up. Right there on the bottom right. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
let me pull this over.
Yeah. There we go. So go ahead, scroll up a little bit.
Where's it at?
Okay, wait, scroll down. There might be a show more on that. Oh, there it is, down there. Keep going.
Oh, there it is. There it is. 52.
There we go. 52-week low, $5.36. Was that?
And we are at $6.32.
The 536 might have been today.
Oh, I don't think so. No, $6.30.
Okay. All right. So it must have been back in June. So we're almost getting down, to those levels.
But it goes back to your point, right? It goes back to your point of like, okay, let's look at like Polygon. I mean, Polygon, if you look at
Polygon's been performing extremely well.
Agreed.
I mean, considering all things considered.
Yeah, but look, right now you're at, let's just go back here, like you said, go to show more.
52-week low is going to be somewhere like 38-cent range.
32 cents.
32 cents. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's at 81 cents.
Crazy.
But this goes back. So as an example, you follow Polygon more than I do, and you've been involved with them more. What do you think? We continue to see the fallout from FTX, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, do you think that, I'm not putting you on the spot here, but do you think Polygon's got a chance to go to 40 cents?
If Bitcoin goes to 14K, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. It's going down 30 cents probably.
Yeah. And I'm going to go back to this view but through no fault of its own, right? It's because I always want to say that because coming from the stock world, usually if a stock goes dramatically down, it's because of something that company did. They missed their estimate. They missed their quarterly number, whatever that is. And so when you have this precipitous drop, like we have in crypto, that has nothing to do with Polygon Matic, as an example, that's just like buy, that kind of thing,
Yeah. And I think, we were talking to Tim last time, and it was a good point. I mean, we know this, but it was a really good point. It's like so much of crypto right now is speculation. It is. Right now, there are some projects that do a little bit more right now out of the gate. Like look at Polygon, they're actually partnering with companies. But a lot of these really good companies that we like, it's speculation, and I think that's why you see like the broad sell-offs with really no reason other than
no reason. No, and I'd go even further, Zach. It's emotional fire sell. The ship is on fire. Oh my God, I got to get the hell out.
Yeah,
it's that emotional sell of that uneducated, to an extent, retail.
Perfect segue. Enter ClearCryptos, because they are doing something to combat this emotional investor, right? They've got an analytics platform.
Look at what
Go
you
check
did
them out,
there.
guys.
Look at what
Go
you
check
did
them out.
there.
We've got 230 people in here. We've got to talk about Clear a little bit, guys. And listen, we're not like just shilling this to shill it. We've been a part of this for 8 months. This team is 175 people strong, all across the globe. They've launched day one with utility. Do your own research. Don't sleep on this DeFi project. It's not just a project. It's not just a one-off. It's not just a roadmap. Inu. It's a lot more than that. And look at the board of advisors. Look at the educational platform that you're watching right now. And 2 utilities out, many more to come. So, hey, I mean, just give it a look.
And today went live on LBank. Today is live on LBank. 2 weeks ago was Bitmart. More exchanges on the way, more utility on the way. Version 1 of their analytics platform is live now. And to your point, I thought that's where you were going to go with the kind of the education. This is live. This is an analytics and trading platform you can go and start using right here, right now. Version 2 on the way, which is going to give you an absolute insane amount more of analytics and ability to understand and just slice and dice, projects and, that kind of stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah. The sneak peek we got for version 2, it's pretty insane what's coming there. So I can't wait to dive into it because I'm not a big trader yet, but I think with these tools that Clear is going to be offering, I'm going to become a better trader because that's the one thing right now. If you're a good trader, these are your times. I mean, this volatility is crazy, and you could take advantage of that from a trading perspective. But
links in the description below to Clear. Go check them out. Run them through your due diligence,
guys. What other questions do you guys have out there? Where are you guys at mentally right now?
Let's see. Here we go. Grizzly Bear, where can you buy Clear? Grizzly, so you can buy it on Uniswap. Clear has their own. Here, let me go back here real quickly. Let me go here. You can go to they have their own swap, which you can actually, it's really cool. Excuse me. Right here. You can onboard fiat right here. You can onboard fiat extremely. I've used it, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I always like throw myself under that bus. Uniswap, that's decentralized, and then you can get it also on Bitmart and LBank. So yeah.
No doubt about it. So let's see here. Clear swap doesn't have the right Volt Inu V2. David, we appreciate that. We will let's make a note of that. Foxy, can you make a note of that?
Foxy will make a note. Boca will, and let
us know what that. So that's good stuff. The actual actual swap itself is extremely fast, though. We've used that. Nice onboard with fiat. Yeah, we do have the fiat onboard. They do. Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool, Greg, because I've used it. You can actually click on like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and then below that, there's different different methods of like you can say I want one a little bit faster. You pay a little bit higher rate, and they show you all the metrics. It's really cool.
So there's some good questions. Do you think Elon will make Twitter an exchange?
I saw that.
There was some interesting info that came out from Watch Your Guru today, talking about they're getting into payments. Isn't that what you were saying
before we got shot across the bow? They're probably going to come out with their own payment processing.
They're going to have crypto wallets. We do know that Twitter's going to have crypto wallets. So that's something. By the way, if you're just popping in here, guys, hit that like button down below. Really helps us out. Hit that subscribe button too. It's totally free. Takes like 0.23 seconds. There's no harm, no foul. Hit that button for us. But I think Elon's going to do something we don't see coming. It's going to be out of nowhere. Drop the hammer. Twitter's a game changer in so many different directions. We were talking about just from a content creator standpoint, video standpoint. But he's going to do something big with crypto. I just don't know what it is, man.
Agreed. I think it's going to be a fun show to watch, and it's going to help crypto ultimately in one way or the other. It's going to be very pro crypto, which is a good thing and I think you'll see Twitter make a run at Facebook and other big platforms. We'll leave it there, right? I think you'll see Twitter start to really make inroads into all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let me see what else. I know we got a lot of other comments here. Can
Matic reach $5 in the next bull run? Hell yeah.
That's a long way, but yeah, I mean, it depends on how big the bull run, how long sustained. If you see Bitcoin,
hell yeah,
yeah. Where's it at? He knows more, but he follows Polygon Matic more than I do.
I mean, it's just a guess. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball here, but I'm saying hell yeah. I mean, where did we get to last year? 260,
Now you got to
270.
make me go look here. Hold on, just
Go,
a
go
minute.
look at the all-time there.
Yeah, let's see.
You might have it up.
Yeah,
It's up.
yeah.
All time.
292.
Dude,
Yeah. So there you go.
we're getting to $5.
Okay. Zach said it here first. Yeah.
I get to the non-financial advice.
No, it's financial advice. Okay.
NY.
All I see is buying. Yep. Crypto. I agree. Libri. Oh, don't do math in public, Zach. Don't do it.
NFA. I couldn't think of the acronym. DYOR.
Do your own.
Do your own research.
Yeah. There you go. XRP. XRP has got to get past the SEC lawsuit. Mana. Mana. Interesting. That's an interesting one.
I'll tell you what. I might have been wrong. I loved Decentraland back in 2021. I still like it, but I think Sandbox is better. Now, I mean, so go to the metaverse place. So you know how to do that?
Yeah, I know how to do
by
it.
market cap.
You know how to do that. Well, let's see right here.
You got it.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, ICP is at the top now.
But do you know why? Part of it is BitBoy is starting to do more for ICP, and he's bringing those guys up front and center. Yeah, so there you go.
I didn't know that.
He's helping with them a little bit. ApeCoin, that's interesting. So this is off of market cap. Decentraland.
Dude, did I ever tell you about ApeCoin's other side metaverse when me and Oscar Ramos tried to buy land in it?
No.
Dude, there was a gas war. Okay. So the other side metaverse, what happened was I got into ApeCoin and I was doing really, really well on it. Was that this year? I can't even freaking remember. Yeah, it launched this year or sometime early. I don't know. I got it at like $6 and it went up to like 27. So I was going to, you had to buy other side land with ApeCoin. I was like, well, I'm up, let me take some of these profits and buy some metaverse land. I haven't done it before and this is supposed to be a big deal. And I don't know, let's see what happens. And so we go to do it. I sent a bunch of ApeCoin to Oscar because I had some ApeCoin built up and he needed some, and we had a deal, whatever. And so I sent him some ApeCoin and he calls me. He's like, dude, do you want to spend $3,500 in ETH gas fees to get land? I'm like, what? Like the actual land itself was just as expensive as the gas to get it. And I mean, you know how it is, dude. Like if that transaction doesn't go through, like you pay the gas.
You pay the gas, yeah.
Like, so we were just like, nah.
I remember vaguely that happened, and then but ApeCoin had to come out and address that. The fact that the gas was a big thing.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was a big thing. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, going back to Mana, I mean, it feels like they're losing ground on the innovation that Sandbox has made. And I think you're starting to see some of these big players come in with the metaverse plays. Zilliqa, I think, is on that list that you just showed. I like Zilliqa, and their metaverse looks really cool. I think they're somewhere on that list. They're a little further down.
Yeah,
they're there. Decentraland's still a little higher market cap than Sandbox, but I feel like Sandbox just has done more this year. Decentraland feels like it's outdated and maybe getting passed up. I don't know, though. We'll see.
I think this is what this landscape looks like today is not what it's going to look like in a year.
100%. It's so hard. It's so hard to throw darts at this space right now. Like, what is the metaverse? Let's just start there. We don't even freaking know what it's going to be. Yeah. I mean, we got our ideas, but we don't know. I mean,
Masar, I hope I got your name right. Do you think it's a good time to keep buying DCA for SHIB? Not investing advice, but sure. I mean, if you have a long-term view, DCAing into SHIB is not a bad thing right now. We continue to see whales and continue to see people buy in. Zach called it earlier when we give up that 0, which we're at right now, we're back to 5 zeros and I think a 9 and change. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Shibarium, nothing really new there. We haven't really gotten any major update. I think it's a Q1 release as far as maybe a public mainnet launch. We don't have a lot of new information, right, Zach?
No. And a lot of it is in the hands of X Fund and unification.
Yeah. Unification. Lunk is going back up. Good. Absolutely fantastic. I hope that it is. I want that project to succeed from the community standpoint. That is going to be a really cool thing to watch as far as the community, kind of going through that. Oh, let's see what Mr. Daniel has to say. Do bear in mind that throughout December, January, there are still restrictions on insurance for shipping from sanctions months ago, which kick in. So prepare for proper supply crunches post-Christmas. Well, there you go. That doesn't surprise me. And I know Daniel pays attention to a lot of the macro outside of crypto scenarios. So thank you for that, Daniel. Interesting. Oh, here we go. Will Elon utilize XRP? I don't know. That's a very that's a good question, Boca.
Boca loves XRP. He's a big XRP proponent. Dude, it's funny because I'll tell you what, man, like the people who love XRP, they love XRP.
I love XRP, but it's just, we're all waiting.
I was in Tampa last night, and it's funny. So there's this little storefront, really cool place. It's called Coin Flip. If you guys are ever in Tampa area, it's really cool. It's this educational spot. I made a video. I don't know if I can post it yet. Actually, I think the guy texted me. Hold on. He said, thanks again for last night. It was a good time. He ended up coming to the hockey game with us last night. He said, I'm going to talk to management here and about that video, and I'm going to try to get the okay for you. Okay. So I might be able to post it. But we were talking about XRP, and like they're not Bitcoin maxis, but they hate XRP. Like the opinions on XRP are very polarized. What I've noticed. It's like you're either all in or like XRP is the worst piece of whatever. It's like, damn. Like people are just like, man, so tribal. Like, I wish we could harness some of that energy and like let's be tribal about crypto. Like, just in general. Can we do that? Like,
people have to be tribal about their coins. That's it. Yeah. So this is one I want to talk about. What about Solana? So I'm gonna Aditya. That's a cool name. I apologize if I didn't get it right. So here's what I know about Solana. I think that nothing fundamentally has changed with Solana, but Solana has some exposure with FTX. And that's the reason I think that, reserves and things like that. So I think that, and I also saw a story, Zach, that talked about something that north of $1 billion worth of Solana is going to be unlocked within the next 4 or 5 days in relationship to the FTX thing. So I think that that's part of the reason you see the Solana moving a little bit or harder down than you see other stuff. So, that's it. That's what
I agree. And Boomer F Sooner, what's up, man? I'd buy all the ISO 20s, and I think a lot of people are in that same boat. I mean, if you're looking at it again from a regulation standpoint and trying to forecast the future, you're gonna like Algorand, HBAR, and XLM, and Quant. How about Quant's run up a couple months ago or a month ago, whatever that was? Yeah, makes sense.
Agreed. Yeah.
Boca says, I'm not tribal about XRP, but I won't be selling it. It's my precious.
It's my precious. Oh, yeah, that's a good
one. You remember Nutsack?
I do remember Nutsack. I can't believe you
remember how big he was on XRP?
Remember Nut. That's funny. Somebody like, oh my God, Austin and Zach just said Nutsack. Yes, this was a guy.
The guy's name
was a guy who we assume is a guy. He came up. That was last year. He'd come on and he would be
still in the Discord.
He would like tip us because he wanted us to say Nutsack all the time.
Well, he was also, so if you remember, he was also very early to Terra Luna. Before the crash, right?
That's right, he was. Yeah.
And if we were, I guess smart for a little bit and then hopefully smart again to get out. If we were smart, we would have got in there around $10. Before it ran up to about 150. Hopefully, if we would have got in, would have got out too. But I asked him, I said, did you get out? He said, I not all of it, but a good amount. So I said, okay, that's good.
Oh, Nutsack got caught. Oh, there you go. You see what I did there?
Nutsack got caught with his nutsack out or something.
You guys are old school with us. You know who we're talking about. That's funny.
He was awesome. He's still in the Discord. He's still hanging.
Cool. Bum Solana's taking a hit. Yeah, my ultra journey. Yeah, I think we just talked about like kind of why. But again, here's the thing: like it may be if it's right for you, look at it and go, hey, put some money in because
I was gonna say, I mean, is it getting to that point, Austin, where like it's one of the top buys right now? I mean, if you filter it by biggest losers, it's down 42%.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the market real quick here. Let's see. So go ahead, Foxy. See you. Have a good one. Take care. She got some family stuff to go do. So let's see. We are. Oh, I got to go back here. I'm on the wrong screen. So we are at. Looks like we're down 12%. So I think we went down to about 11.5%, right? So it's like we bounced back up a little bit as far as negative scenario here. So guys, hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. You're on ClearCryptos channel, which is really all about education. This is Clear. There's links down in the description below to kind of all things Clear, and would highly recommend you check them out, run them through your own due diligence. Okay. Because it's a fantastic project that is doing a lot of good for crypto and launched about 3 weeks ago. So check them out, run them through your own due diligence. Check it out. So let's see. All right. What else we want to talk about? We've been here about an hour. Woo. Yeah. So we can probably start kind of wrapping it up if you want.
Yeah, that's cool. Go back. Can you go back to CoinMarketCap real quick?
No. Yes, I can. Here we go. CMC.
Filter that out. Last 24 hours.
For what? Oh, this?
Yeah, hit that and then hit again.
Yeah. FTX.
Yeah, look at Solana, dude.
Oh my God. FTX is below $3, below $4. Solana. Yeah. So this is the run. This is what I've talked about. So there's stories coming out that Solana, there's again, what I've already said, right? That exposure with FTX and that there's a lot, I've read north of $1 billion that's out there that's going to be unlocked associated with the scenario that could be dumped and sold and things like that. So it's, yeah.
So maybe wait, maybe wait.
Yeah. But it's nothing fundamentally against Solana. It's just kind of what's going on as per, right. The contagion that word that we're using around the FTX fallout.
So you think people are selling now ahead of a bigger sell potentially once that stuff gets unlocked?
There's news stories out on Twitter. There's stuff that's like bits and pieces, right? This, that, this, and it's all, and Solana is being mentioned, which is creating what? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt around Solana.
Right.
That's what's going on.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Daniel says, I've decided to increase my positions in lending providers while FTX is frightening people with risk in the leverage stack. So I'm going for some more Aave and Compound. Nice.
Daniel's always got his little
he's got a strategy, man. He's got
strategy. Yep. That's good stuff, man. Here you go. CPI reporting more downside. Actually, we're expecting consensus is that we're expecting per the CPI a good number. We're expecting to go down from 8.2 to like 7.98. That's kind of the consensus. Is that what you're hearing?
I've got an article for you, Austin. If you want to pop this up, I'll send it to you in private here. Boom. Just came across this actually before we came on live. I was checking this out. So yeah, I agree. It is looking like it might be a positive thing for us a little bit. It's not all good by any means, but it's better than all this crap the last 2 days and inflation in June.
So yeah, it's expected to. The number I've heard is 7.9. They're expecting CPI to come in at about 7.9.
Yeah. And then we'll get core CPI, guys, on the 15th. So that's going to be another big day to watch. So historically, the core CPI number has actually been the number that has impacted a Fed pivot. So when you go back and see like former recessions, it's that core CPI number, the one that excludes energy and food, that's really been the key indicator and dictates whether or not the Fed pivots. So that's coming out on the 15th. We'll be talking about that, of course, too, Austin. So
I thought that's all we'd be talking about this week, and that is like kind of a chill week. And then like yeah.
Well, I thought it would be interesting. I thought it would be a great, week for news and elections and how's that going to impact and CPI and, let's see what happens. And then
I had somebody drop a comment. I don't always read my comments on my video, but I had somebody, Zach, drop a comment on a video. It was like a video that I did on Monday talking about like, hey, we got this and this. And then they dropped a comment like a day later after all the FTX stuff. And it was like, how come you didn't know? You're supposed to know. I'm like, seriously, you want to give me shit that I didn't know about FTX and Binance and then all that played out. And I actually had to laugh. It was funny because I'm like,
yeah, man.
Okay.
I know. I caught some shit too because so yesterday I go on a live stream. BNB is flying.
Yeah.
And it was for an hour. And then I see all these comments 2 hours later. You're an idiot. Like BNB is now trading at 350. What an idiot, dude. Like, what do you do? I'm like, guys,
at the time
on the acquisition news, the whole market started roaring. And I'm like, I'm going to go live. This is fun. This is exciting. This is a crazy day.
Yeah, no,
I think I sent a tweet at the end of the day. I'm just like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm throwing the towel in for the day. I'm going for a walk. Like I'm not even making another video. I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with you guys for the rest of the day. It's no disrespect.
Yeah.
Now it was, but to that point, you and I did did a Twitter Spaces yesterday for Clear, and when we went into that Twitter Spaces, everything was green and positive, and we came out of that Twitter Spaces at around 1:00 Dallas time, 2:00 East Coast. It was like a nuclear bomb had gone off, and we're like, what happened?
Right. Right. Yeah. It was brutal, man.
It was funny. All right. It was all right. So, all right. Well, we're going to do a 10-minute call. So if you got any questions, drop them in. 10-minute call for last questions, and we'll hang for another 10 minutes or so.
If you guys haven't hit the like button, subscribe. I know I keep calling for it, but it really does help us out. We're trying to get this thing to 2K. We're trying to get to 2K subscribers here. So, we're getting close. I think if a few of you hit that subscribe button, really helps us. And we're really trying to grow this, man. We're trying to make this a one-stop shop for new people. And this benefits all of us because we're trying to get new people into crypto, keep them informed.
So I didn't sell anything prior to the crash. I don't think you did either. No, I'm more of a long-term
a little bit of BNB.
Yeah, that's right. You did sell some
yesterday.
BNB. Yeah.
And a couple days before. So because I bought it sub 200.
I know. You had
back in June.
Boomer effing Sooner. That's a good screen name. Well, Texas Tech beat Kansas. So my wife is a hardcore Texas Tech. She went there. And when my son was like 1 year old, she was already giving him Texas Tech gear, and me too. I went to the University of North Texas. I didn't go to Texas Tech. I think they got a shot. I think that Texas Tech, now Kansas is pretty good, but so basically I'm hedging my bet. I'm not going to say yes or no.
Boomer Sooner. I'm guessing you're an Oklahoma fan. Did you know that your former coach, Mr. Stoops, is from my hometown? It is the town of college football coaches, Youngstown, Ohio. Also, boxing champions of the world, a la Boom Boom Mancini, Kelly Pavlik. It's a tough, rugged town. But, yeah, Bob Stoops, great coach. Jimmy Tressel over at Ohio State. Speaking of Ohio State, go Buckeyes.
That's funny.
They are the best team in the country.
Cool. All right, let's go here. What is this? How do planes fly without flapping their wings? Hold on, this is my wife. Hold on. You can talk. I'll be right back.
Oh shit. Okay. How do planes fly without flapping their wings? Lucas, great question, man. I wish I knew that. I wish I was a science guy. Was terrible in math and science. Failed every math class I ever took, and in science, so I have no idea. I guess it's engines. I don't know. Aerodynamics and stuff. Yeah. Boom Boom Mancini. Boom. I've eaten dinner with Boom Boom. He's a great guy. Crazy. Here's a fun fact for you. Boom Boom Mancini happened to kill Dooku Kim in the ring. That is why boxing went from 15 rounds to 12 rounds. So fascinating stuff there. There's a great documentary out there on the Boom Boom Mancini versus Dooku Kim fight. What an epic war that was. Probably the best boxing match you'll ever watch in your entire life. Before the fight, Dooku Kim wrote on his lampshade in Korean, I think it was Korean, to kill or be killed. And it's just crazy how that kind of played out. And that was a war. But yeah, we're off on a tangent. We better close up show. Dude, you're muted. You've been talking for the last 5 minutes, completely muted. But I actually like it because it's just like, yeah, no one really cares.
Because I can't, because then I don't talk over you. You're like, hey, Austin's just talking. You can't hear him. No, I did not sell any CCX. I know Zach didn't sell any Clear. No, I'm holding for the long.
I'm holding. I mean, it's early, man. I mean,
they got a lot of good stuff coming. We're early, baby. Let me see.
I watched that Ray Mancini fight. Yeah, that was epic, Steve. I didn't watch it live, but of course.
Now we're still talking about the damn fight.
Dude, I can't believe you're not a big sports guy, though.
I am a big sports guy. I'm not a big fight guy.
Not a big fight. What's your sport? Like, what's
Football.
your football?
Well, now in lacrosse, because my kid's, a national elite lacrosse player, but football. Yeah, I'm Texan, man. It's if you don't like football and you live in Texas, they're like looking at you weird.
True. True. It's kind of like that in Ohio too. Big football spot, but I'm a big basketball guy. I like basketball, but
see, I didn't grow up playing basketball. I grew up playing football. And so my wife played basketball, and she's really good. And
did she play in college? Did she play?
She played in high school and did not play. She was Also a cheerleader. She did cheerleading in high school and college, but no, she played in high school. And she's tiny. She's 5 foot nothing. And she was like the rebounder. She was the rebounder. She'd be the one to get in there and throwing elbows and shit.
Right.
It was funny. So it's cool, you know.
Hoops was I feel like this is for a lot of people. Like it's always the sport that you wish you were good at.
Yeah.
It's like your favorite sport.
You can play it forever, you know?
Yeah. Basketball for me was like, I always wanted to be really good at it. I was okay. I played, but I always wanted to be better. And like, I don't know, that's my favorite sport. It's fun. Yeah. But
all right. I think
now we're old and washed up. We just golf and shit.
Well, and you are a good golfer, which just always pisses me off, right? Because
I'm not really that good.
Zach's a good golfer. Don't let him tell you he's not. I've seen this man hit a driver off the deck, 200 plus yards 2 times. I got to set the stage. We're 225 yards out over water, and hitting into flat greens, and he hits a driver. First time he did it, I was like, "You're not going to hit this." And
he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
I was like, he pulls out his driver. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What are you doing?" Right? And I'm sitting there having a beer, and I'm like, and I turn to the other guy, and I'm like, well, this is going to end really, really badly, you know? And he hits it perfectly, and the damn thing rolls up to like 10 feet. And I'm like, you suck.
Driver off deck, baby. And I can't hit a 3-wood, so I just learned to hit the driver off the deck.
Yeah. And then he did it again at a separate time. And then you just generally piss me off, you know? So anyway, that's
golf is fun, man. You can never be as good as you want to be, though, right? It's one of them things, but it's fun, man.
All right, we're gonna wrap up there. So it's been cool. So check out Clear, links in the description below. Check them out. And you got any final parting words there, Mr.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. This is by far, I think, our biggest live stream we've ever had on the ClearCryptos channel. It's going to be one of many like it, but we're slowly but surely building this thing in a bear market. This is going to be a one-stop shop, a go-to channel. So really appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button down there. Go ahead. I'll shut the hell up.
No. Here it is. One, you can name three right now. Just go 3. Just
I have to buy right now at current price levels?
Not investing
right
advice.
This second. No, it's not financial advice. It's just we're talking heads, guys.
Okay. Go. Three.
Right now, like at current levels, can you pull up CoinMarketCap? I need to see what's going on here.
Dude, you could have pulled 4 or 5 out of you. Go 3.
How much money do I have to spend?
Dude, stop it. 3. Go. Pick 3 you like.
Oh, 3 at these levels. Sort that 24 again.
What?
I want to see what's down the
24.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
All right. It's Solana, man. I don't know. Yeah.
You're overthinking.
Polygon.
Right. Yeah.
Polygon.
Avalanche.
It's good. It's a good price tag there too. Keep going a little bit. So given how much I have of all this other stuff, I'm going to go Polygon. That's brutal, man.
You're giving it too much.
I'm picking one. Polygon.
All right. I'll lean in and tell you I like Polygon too. Cardano, ADA. You only asked for 2 or 3, Bitcoin and Ethereum. But here's what I would say, Gary, again, not investing advice. We haven't hit the bottoms yet. I think that Bitcoin's got some more downside to go. And if it goes down to 12, 14, it's going to drag everything down with it. So I think, it's a DCA in kind of scenario. Pick your levels, have a plan, have a profit plan, diversify. Everything Zach and I talk about all the time. XRP is not a Boca, XRP. I think that they're all good if they're, here you go. I'm gonna have to say this. You can't throw a dead cat and not hit a good one that are blue chip, right? So
big black clock entertainment rewound. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Sorry.
Big block. Oh my God. There you go. All right. We're gonna end on that.
Boomer Sooner. That Texas shirt. I'm not a Texas fan. I got that last year at the game. My buddy lives down in San Antonio, so I had to get a Texas shirt while I was there to fit in with the crowd. But go Buckeyes. They're better than your Sooners. Book it. We'll talk to you.
We'll see you. End on a note of dissension. All right. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.
That was funny.